up, lads? Welcome to the All-In Prediction, AEW's biggest show of the year.
And the pay-per-view about Marissa.
This is definitely Marissa heavy, Marissa coded, this pay-per-view.
It's very demure.
Very, very demure.
It's very mindful.
Very cutesy.
Darby Allin, demure.
Not mindful. Questionably cutesy. Who's the most cutesy on this card? Juice Robinson. So, this is AEW's like WrestleMania. If you're not super into AEW, this is their biggest show of the year. Hopefully there's no fighting this year.
Shut up.
Hopefully there's not a backstage fight.
CM Punk isn't there, so there won't be.
I don't know about that.
Now.
I don't know about that. Liverpool is better, but London's dope.
It's exhausting.
Do we want to get into the card immediately?
24/7 hearing about Liverpool.
You always should.
That's fine. So we can start with the 0 hour stat, Stokely, Willow, whatever's happening.
Tomohiro Ishii.
They're not even like really doing much with that anymore.
No, so I wonder.
Did I miss that?
Like my immediate thought was Stat attacked Willow like 2 weeks ago.
Oh, really?
I figured this would be like Orange, but Orange is going to be in a different match.
Right.
And Ishii's part of the conglomeration.
Yeah.
Part of me is like, all right, it's obvious that Stoke loses, but also maybe Stoke just like does nothing. Stat does everything, and then he gets the pin.
Wrestle?
Stoke doesn't wrestle. No, he's his manager.
What is the point?
So he's going to wrestle. So everyone's kind of thinking, obviously, Stoke is going to lose it for the team,
right.
But maybe he doesn't. Maybe he's the one that picks up the victory.
That tiny little man.
However, if he picks up the victory over Ishii, people are going to be pissed.
This tiny little thing is not winning. He's not doing anything.
You know what? I'm going to go.
Willow was going to throw him like a doll.
Something's telling me that Stat and Stoke, man. Something is telling me. I think that Willow ultimately wins this feud, but I think that Stat needs to win.
Can I be real?
What?
I think the feud needs to be done.
It's a good feud.
It is, but I'm already like bored and over it.
It's a good feud.
To be honest.
That's a you problem. Stat and Stoke get the win. Who do you think's winning?
I'm going with
Willow and Ishii.
Willow and
Yeah. All right, that's fair.
I don't know. I just can't. I can't do it. We can talk about the casino thing, but we don't even know who's gonna be in it.
So all we know is that Orange starts off the casino gauntlet.
Right. Which
like it's a
somebody
dynamite.
made a good point on Twitter. Don't you want to end it rather than start it?
No. So the casino gauntlet it's two people, and then if like you're pinned, it's over.
Oh.
So it's not like a Royal Rumble. You want to start it because you want it to be a one-on-one match that you win, and then you don't have to worry about anyone else. Obviously, that's not going to happen. But you never know. The casino gauntlet could end in 30 seconds. It could be 2 hours. No one knows.
Wow.
We do know
TK, please.
that Hangman, knowing TK is going to be 3 hours. We know that Hangman is going to be in it, and possibly Evil Uno if he's not hurt from Hangman's attack.
Yeah, he's probably not going to be in it.
But that's all I think that we know at the moment. Hangman's winning. Hangman's winning the gauntlet.
Don't we know someone else?
We might.
Oh, no, just Orange and Hangman, I guess.
Orange, Hangman, possibly Evil Uno. However, this is where Johnny's speculation comes into play.
Okay.
I think that we may see a couple debuts here.
A couple?
Yeah. I think
Ricochet,
I think that we see the debut of Ricochet.
Okay.
And I do think that we could see the debut of Mustafa Ali.
Oh, God.
I think we could see Mustafa Ali. I don't know, man. It just makes sense to me.
Why?
Because not only they could do that, something happens. Say Mustafa costs Ricochet the match, right? Hangman ends up winning. Just on some, like, he accidentally did it or something. Or he just, like, has a grudge against Ricochet to start off with, right? And then at All Out, it's Mustafa versus Ricochet.
But why?
Oh. What do you mean? Because he's he's the biggest free agent in professional wrestling. And
but are there even rumors he's going to AEW?
In my head.
Okay, so this is all just coming from me.
I also think that Sammy Guevara may show up in this match.
That would be nice.
It's not.
It's
not a return. Because Ring of Honor's done a couple matches on Collision, but I do think that it could be a kind of like nice, like, oh, Sammy's on the card situation. But I think Hangman's winning.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
Yeah.
I don't really know what order they're all gonna go in.
That's fine.
But we can discuss the like fatal 4-way thing that I didn't know was happening.
The fatal 4-way trios match.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't know that was a thing that was occurring.
Yeah,
but, I got Wheeler's in it. My little chipmunk.
Wait, what? Is Wheeler in it?
Yes. Yes, he is. It is the Patriarchy people, and then the Bang Bang Gang, and then the House of Black, and then it's Pac, Claudio, and Wheeler.
You just spoiled. So this is recorded on Saturday. You just spoiled what's happening tonight.
What do you mean?
So the match happens tonight on who gets in. So it's Pac, Wheeler Yuta, and Claudio versus Top Flight and Leo Rush, I believe. Andretti's not even in it. So apparently, Blackpool Combat Club with Pac wins. Okay. Okay.
I looked up the card and it put them in there. So
That's fair.
We already knew.
That's fair. I was going to say, we don't know who is it going to be. I was going to ask you who you think wins that match tonight.
Oh.
Yeah.
So I think that Pac, Claudio, and Wheeler are going to win.
Do you feel confident on that?
I feel really confident about that because that's my fucking chipmunk. This is my guy.
That's my fucking chipmunk. Was not on my bingo
Speaking
card
of my
for
guy,
2024.
Dick Togo posted a really cute photo to Instagram today, and I liked it.
That's a wild sentence for anyone that doesn't know New Japan. Actually, that's a wild sentence for people that don't know House of Torture because they still might know New Japan and not know that. All right, so who's winning this? Patriarchy, Blackpool Combat Club plus Pac.
I'm going to say the Bang Bang Gang or Pac, Claudio, and Wheeler.
Bang Bang Gang get it back. I don't think that they will because Jay White's still hurt.
Oh, sorry. Let me just be clear. I don't give a fuck about the two other teams. So I'm going with
House of Black. House of Black.
I like Malachi.
I'm just gonna go. I'm gonna play
Buddy
this.
Matthews think he deserves gold?
I'm gonna play this safe, and I'm gonna say that the patriarchy retains.
I'm going to say the Bang Bang Gang.
Okay.
Maybe with a Jay White returning to help them win.
Okay.
He doesn't have to be wrestle ready, but he can be
wrestle ready.
He can be in my face ready. You know.
That sounded crazy.
Like on TV ready.
Right. Do you want to talk about Hook Jericho?
No.
Hold on. Do you want to talk about Hook Jericho? Yeah, all right. So who wins this match?
Hopefully Hook, and then we're done.
Does he ever get to see?
No.
While he wrestles?
No. Russell's blind.
Yeah, I think that Hook wins this, and then we're done with this feud.
We need to be, for the love of God. The Jericho Vortex is just becoming like the big black hole of life that you just can't ever get out of, and you just want to die every day.
It's not popping a rating for you. I
like Hook a lot, but like I can't do this anymore.
I think that maybe we see Big Bill get involved, we see Brian Keith get involved, and then we end up seeing the return of Joe and Shibata.
Yeah, I have bad news for you. I hate Brian Keith. Just because he's in the story.
I knew that was going to happen. And that made me really sad. It was literally me in my head being like, do I want Marissa to hate Brian Keith, or do I want to see Brian Keith not on TV? And
not on TV.
It's really tough, honestly.
You
but
should pick not on TV.
Yeah, I think Hook wins this.
Yeah.
Tag match?
Yes.
So
like I can't express to you what's worse than go away heat.
They used to call it X-Pac heat.
Okay, that is what I feel when I see FTR.
That's not how I feel about X-Pac, by the way. I used to love X-Pac.
I have no feelings on X-Pac. I like FTR comes out and I'm immediately filled with irritation. I'm immediately like my skin is crawling and because it's trying to run away. My eyeballs are trying to get out of my head because they don't even want to see it. I just don't like.
You sound like a cartoon character.
I can't express how much I don't give a fuck about these two nasty old men. They are boring.
They're not that
They
old.
don't entertain me. I need them to shut the fuck up. Never hand them a microphone ever again.
They're gonna
Shave
have the mic a lot.
fucking mustache. I just can't do it. I can't. I hate him so much. I would much rather just have done the Young Bucks and the stupid fucking Acclaimed. Not you, Bowens or Billy. I love you.
Okay. Let me hear this. Do you hate FTR more or do you hate Max Caster more? Also has a very similar
really
mustache.
It's really right here.
Yeah.
It's really right there. Now, I would have said it would have been Dax, Max, Trimes, and then Cash, but then Cash had his whole dumb gun thing and then was like, who gives a fuck? Go fuck yourself. And I was like, you know what? You go fuck yourself, bitch. And, really nothing else happened. It just gives me a reason to hate him. So now they're all just even across the board. Fucking hate them all. Even Harry hates them.
I personally think that Bowens, I think Caster is going to turn on Bowens, and I think that Caster is going to join the Elite.
You think Caster joins the Elite?
Well, a pseudo, not like super joins the Elite, but I think that he's going to help out the Elite win.
No.
I think that's going to reveal.
Put him anywhere near Jack Perry.
I think it's going to be revealed that he's been working with the Elite. They probably paid him off, and that he's going to go against Bowens because he blames Bowens for their downturn.
Really?
Yeah.
Not like himself?
No, because I don't.
Or his bad rapping or his
he's
incessant need to tweet dumb things constantly.
Yeah, he's not going to blame himself, but I think that we really need a caster heel turn, and we need to get Bowens off of caster.
Bowens, my guy, you got an arsenal of shit to use against.
And absolutely, and I think that could be one of the main matches of All Out, and I think that could really either spike Bowen's career, spike Caster's career, spike both of their career. But I think that it's almost like anything's better than what's happening right now.
Oh, quite literally, the bar's on the floor, except for you, Bowens and Billy. You're killing it. Yeah, this match is very much not for me.
You know who who Caster eventually joins? The Don Callis family. No, he joins the Don Callis. Like that just makes so much sense,
That's
right?
Disgusting.
He joins the Don Callis family. That's Kyle Fletcher leaves, he joins, or Takeshita leaves, he joins. Boom. Perfect.
When's Takeshita coming back?
He just did the G1, so he should be back really, really soon.
Oh, it ended, right?
Yeah.
Who won? Oh, it was
Zack Sabre
what's his
Jr.
name? The feet guy. Okay.
The feet guy. It's crazy that's how Zack Sabre Jr. is described.
Sorry. Okay. So now we get into all the Marissa matches.
I think
what to talk about first.
I think now it's kind of smooth sailing. I guess we also didn't say that trios match, a London Ladders match. That should be good.
The what?
It's a London Ladders match. It's a ladder
in it?
match. That's the trios championship match. The patriarchy.
I thought you were saying like something separate.
No,
I was like, wait, what?
No.
Okay, what do I want to talk about first? Let's talk about while Harry's here. Does Harry want to talk about Mariah?
Mariah?
He's so excited.
For some reason, our dog.
I'll get a video of it
Yeah.
so I can play it in there. You just want to talk about Mariah?
Mariah?
Yeah? You like Mariah? You like Mariah?
You like Mariah May?
Mariah May? You like Mariah?
Mariah?
Yeah? What's happening? You're so excited. You like Mariah May? Yeah. Oh my god. Okay, we'll get Mariah.
We'll get Mariah.
So we're gonna try this again. So Tony and her opponent
Yes. Mariah
have
May?
a match. One of the ones that I am most excited for, definitely. Although I'm excited for most of this card.
This is a very good card. I will say
this is definitely like one of the best women's feuds, matches, etc. like of the year.
this is coming off of one of their top 10, in my opinion, best Dynamites of all time. We're still waiting to see how Collision is, but I think that the build for this All In has been so much better than last year's, and so much better than most years. Like big pay-per-views. This is one of the best builds for a pay-per-view in AEW history, outside of maybe like Full Gear and then maybe like this year's Revolution. Full Gear when Hangman won. I think Mariah wins this.
I think she does too.
I think Mariah wins it with the help of Mina Shirakawa.
It does sound like they're bringing Mina back into the match.
Yeah.
Or into the feud story, whatever. Yeah, I'm going to go with Mariah.
Yeah, Mariah May.
On this one. But I'm excited to see where the story goes next too, because I feel like they have a lot more they're going to be doing with it, and kind of like who Mariah faces outside of Tony also, like kind of where they go next.
Yeah.
So I'm excited. I think it'll be really good though.
I also want to give flowers to Toni Storm because I believe that she has done the best character work of the year and probably, arguably, of the decade.
Oh my God.
Genuinely, man. Her like, just the shift. This is not being like Roman has made a shift. It's not been this, like, insane character shift.
Yeah.
Playing a real character is something that like a little bit different, and I think that no one has done. We see it in wrestling all the time, but I think that this is a complete 180 character change and has been one of the most captivating characters of all time.
No, I hear that. I would just have to think about it before I'm like, oh, of the decade. I like best of the decade. I have to think about it.
To me, and I don't know when it kind of ended. Well, yeah, of the 2020s, I'll say at least. I'd say that the only other one that's up there for me is Broken Matt Hardy.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Of just like complete shift of
Yeah.
of character, yeah.
Okay. let's keep it going with the women's matches. Mercedes Britt, my women's dream match.
Yes.
Coming to me in 24 hours. I'm so excited.
Yeah. Really good build for this match, too.
Really good build for this match. I know there's been some drama going on with Britt. I am Team Britt. I don't even know what really happened.
Always is
Team
when
Britt.
there is an AEW pay-per-view.
There really is. Like, people make the joke online that they're like, because people are like, oh, like, backstage sources say that they're worried about AEW for this. And it's always like, oh, well, must be pay-per-view time because here it comes. And it really does come around within the week of the pay-per-view every single time without fail. But there does just seem to be, like, I think the problem is that, like, somebody got sources in AEW. There's more sources in AEW than there are in WWE because there's got to be shit that goes down in WWE that, like, this is, like, just an argument.
Yeah.
Bickering. But you don't hear about it when it's WWE. It's got to be like AEW must not have like as many consequences or be able to figure it out.
I think that WWE probably runs a tighter ship.
That's what I mean.
Two, I think people just talk. Like, they just talk openly in AEW. There is a different level of freedom that it seems as though, because I won't say that there is. I'm not in the locker room. There seems to be more of a level of freedom, and there is definitely pros to that. And then there's some cons where it's like, they're going to talk out in the open. And it's going to be, anyone can kind of talk about what that locker room is like.
Realistically, it took, like, CM Punk's surprise return for the actual, like, backstage stuff to come out in WWE. Like, Seth and Drew and like them being angry and them not knowing and all that stuff, and I get that. And by the way, you all are completely valid in those feelings, and I think you all should shove him out the door. But it took like something as big as that, for that information to come out versus like Britt and MJF argued backstage. Yeah, like that's just not. Yeah,
it didn't seem like much of anything, but it was definitely also reported pretty poorly from a couple. Like not Fightful. They did their due diligence. Fightful. But, like, yeah, there was people being like, yeah, he barged in and he kicked down the door. And then it was like, no, he was, like, allowed in and then he argued with Britt. And that's like, okay, I imagine that probably happens at least once a week in every wrestling company.
Right. Can I also say a funny?
What?
Can you imagine, like, a really angry MJF? Because I bet you that bitch got anger management issues. I'm sorry.
I mean, we see him yell all the time.
He has anger management problems. But can you imagine, infuriated MJF, I see him fucking storming over there the way that he does, and then be like, they're being the door because Britt's in the women's locker room and having to stop and be like, I can just see him angrily being like, I gotta knock on this fucking door because I can't go in there. I can see it.
Yeah.
And it's hilarious to me. But I am very excited about this match. I originally said I wanted Britt to win. I think now I'm okay with Mercedes winning because I want this to continue. But I think I want Mercedes to win and then Britt to win to end the feud. I think Britt should come out the winner on this one.
I think Mercedes wins with the help of Camille.
Yeah.
There is a beatdown after the match. And then we see the return of Jamie Hayter.
That's another one that's like, we were just talking about how like AEW was so like running their fucking mouths backstage. We haven't heard a damn thing about Jamie Hayter. We still don't really know for sure what her injury is.
No, I believe it was something to do with her neck.
I've heard neck, arm, shoulder, leg.
It also might be a thing when wrestlers decide like, hey, I'm gonna be out. This one big injury has taken me out. Let me go fix everything.
Yeah.
Very similar to Seth Rollins. Now it seems like possibly Sami Zayn after the news today, and then maybe like Kenny Omega, where it's like, oh shit, I got 47 injuries.
Right.
Like, you know, everywhere
Stuff
my
I've
body
been
is.
Dealing with for, yeah.
I think that Mercedes wins. Jamie Hayter comes back. She runs house on Camille and Mercedes. They run out, and then that's probably setting up Britt versus Mercedes at All Out, possibly the main event.
Yeah.
Where I don't even think that necessarily Jamie Hayter's cleared. She's just on the outside and just trying to stage off Camille so that maybe Britt can win that match. Or maybe I could even possibly see Jamie Hayter heel turn.
I think that'll be coming.
Yeah.
I think we're gonna get her turning on Britt eventually, but I think now while Britt's the baby face, it doesn't make sense because when Jamie comes back, it's going to be a forced baby face because people are gonna be so excited.
Easily,
for her to come back.
and especially
So
that's why you do it in England. It's the biggest baby face.
So you can't have her turn on Britt while Britt's also baby face. So
exactly,
you're gonna have to
cannot.
wait.
Yeah,
I do think we see that coming down the road, and I am actually very excited for that feud.
Yeah. Jamie just really works as a heel.
Yeah. But I have loved the story leading up to this. I've loved the promos. I have loved everything about this. I think Britt also brings that out in Mercedes because Britt is really good on the mic also. And so Britt is like, you got to match me, bitch. Yeah. You got to come. Because Mercedes took so much time off with her injury and stuff. And correct me if I'm wrong, but New Japan doesn't really do a lot of promo segments.
They do.
I haven't seen them.
They do press conferences stuff.
Right, but
they don't do
promos.
No,
right?
no.
So it's been a while since Mercedes has cut a promo. Maybe ever since she's done an unscripted one that she gets to kind of write herself. So it was it kind of tests Mercedes a little bit to be you gotta come up to my level. I think Mercedes, of course, unsurprisingly, absolutely met her there. But
I don't agree.
Oh, I think Mercedes had some great promos.
I think Britt. Well, I was just talking about the Dynamite one. I think that Britt won that promo battle.
Oh no, I think Britt has been the winner.
Yeah. I think Britt's better
for a few of them actually. I think more so than not. I think Britt has won, but I think Mercedes hasn't been bad by any means. In the conversation.
Yeah. I think that Britt's better on the mic while Mercedes is better in the ring.
But I think Mercedes has played her character very, very well.
She's that's why I love the addition of Camille.
Yeah.
I like Mercedes as a shit talker, cocky, rich, egotistical character, and then just go, I'm gonna have someone else handle it.
Right.
I love it. It reminds me so much of Shawn. I keep saying it every time. I think that they remind me of Shawn and Diesel, Shawn and Kevin Nash. That's the exact thing. I think that they should go even more into that style. I think that Mercedes should be. I think Mercedes should stand over her and be that I think she should be the most obnoxious character she can be.
Yeah. I also didn't realize how big Camille is.
Yeah, Camille's huge.
That's a tall woman.
Yeah.
It's a big woman.
Yeah.
I'm a little afraid.
Yeah.
I'm going to just leave her over there. But I just hope that they continue this on.
Yeah.
I think there's so much more that can be told and so many levels deeper that you could go into both just things that about in the last couple years with Britt and Mercedes that could be included in this. So I hope they keep it going.
Yeah, they are breaking the fourth wall a little bit each promo.
A little bit. Yeah. But I love when they do that.
Yeah.
And I think that's something that WWE doesn't do as much.
Yeah, except for Kevin Owens.
Except for Kevin Owens. Or Nick Aldis when it comes to Logan Paul. But I like that they do it in AEW. So I hope they keep doing it.
Yeah.
My other match, I don't know how I feel about it. Jack versus Darby. I am so excited and so terrified.
I like when my favorite wrestlers face each other.
I feel like sometimes I do and sometimes I don't.
Yeah.
I think when it's one-on-one, sometimes that makes me feel a little bit better. But I also never know. Jack Perry has opened this new side to him that almost matches Darby a little bit better and just willing to do crazy shit.
Yeah.
And that makes me nervous.
Yeah. I mean, bro has been set on fire. So.
Right. So I think that makes me almost... I don't know if that's more comforting or less comforting.
I like that he's matching his craziness. He's matching his freak.
They are matching each other's
They match each other's freak.
I just in a way it makes me more nervous, but I also want to know who said it that was Darby has this secret in the way that he's so safe when
Brian
he does
Danielson.
Things.
Yeah.
What is the fucking secret?
I want to know. Yeah.
I want to know so bad because what could it possibly be?
I don't know. So
I don't even
for
know.
those that don't know, Brian was being interviewed, I want to say by Sean Rossap, maybe. I can't remember exactly who it was. But he said that he was somebody was concerned about Darby's, or no, it was by Mex. Shout out Mex. But he was saying that Darby always worried him with all the crazy stunts that he did, and then Darby told him why he doesn't get hurt because he has this
secret.
He has this secret that he does that makes sure that everything's safe. And he was you wouldn't believe it, but after telling me the secret, he's one of the safest workers. I don't get nervous about him.
I don't
injured.
know how that's possible.
I don't know. I mean, JR once said, "I don't know how you can't practice falling off a 20-foot ladder or
Right.
something. Yeah, you know,
I
or
mean,
he can't
you
fake
can,
it.
but
Yeah, it's like there's just certain things that he does. I don't know how you jump off like a 30-foot ladder in the glass.
and like, do it so safely,
Yeah, and then you're like, I'm gonna go wrestle in 10 days, but he does.
or do that crazy ass match that he did with Jack and the Elite and all
Right.
them, and then do a Rumble,
Yeah,
or Battle Royal, whatever the fuck
Yeah.
they call it.
And
Like,
it's
I just don't know.
insane. I have no idea what
Um,
his secret is.
But I'm saying Jack retains on this one.
I think it's pretty early for Jack to lose what he won at Double or Nothing. No,
It also feels
what?
pointless to me for him to make a brand new title and then lose it 5 days later.
Dynasty. What pay-per-view did he win that title at? Forbidden Door. Forbidden Door. It was Forbidden Door.
Sure,
I think.
Remember. I
No,
don't
it was
remember when I
Forbidden
had
Door. It was
dinner
Forbidden
2
Door.
days
It was
ago.
Forbidden
I don't
Door.
know.
Yeah, I think that this is early. This is definitely the Elite shenanigans. My only concern here is I've seen a lot of people say that Sting is going to be showing up.
Yeah.
Now, he might just be there to watch the show,
Yeah.
but he might be there waiting in the rafters, hitting
Listen,
Jack Perry.
If your man fucks up my man, we're gonna have problems. Tell Sting to mind his
Sting the
business.
GOAT, so
Tell Sting to mind his business. You're retired. Stay in your lane.
Sting is the GOAT.
Sting can stay in his own lane.
I think I really like the wrestlers named Steven. Sting, Hangman,
His name
Sheamus.
is Steven.
Yeah,
Wait, Sheamus' real name is Steven?
yeah.
None of them fit.
Really?
No, Sting fits.
You don't think Sheamus fits?
No.
Wait, hold on. Let me make sure. Let me
Not
make sure
at
I'm right
all.
on this. Right?
Hangman's not Adam?
Yeah, Stephen Farley. No. Adam Page is taking inspiration from. I can't remember what the Adam part is, but then the Page is from Rockstar, dude. Yeah, and then Stephen Blake Waltz. Yeah.
He doesn't look like a Steven to me.
Steve.
The only one that does is Sting. The other two don't look like a Steven.
I don't think Hangman looks like a Steve,
He doesn't. At all.
but he also doesn't look like a Blake, so he can't go by his middle name.
Yeah, I guess that's fair too. He looks more Blake than Steven.
He does look more Blake than Steven, but he looks like an Adam to me.
He does. Okay, so next.
No, but
guess
I didn't
we'll
say who
see-
I think wins.
Oh, because the answer's Jack.
I'm gonna say Darby. Sting.
Kiss ass.
Sting.
MJF Osprey.
Osprey's
Listen.
winning. Osprey's winning by a
Osprey's
mile.
winning easily. I loved this Dynamite this week because it felt like we finally got pretty much everything we needed in this story after watching it for I don't even know how long they've been doing MJF Osprey, but the whole like America versus the UK shit went on for way too fucking
Way
long.
too long.
When MJF hit the line of "They loved me until you got here," I immediately was like, "That's what we've been fucking waiting for.
Yes.
That is what we needed. That is what this feud should have been from the beginning." Which I guess was the underlying point they were gonna get to it, but like it took way too long to get there, in my opinion.
It was the underlying. This is a lot like One Piece. It was like the underlying theme of it, but then you're cramming.
Yeah.
You're like, yo, but what if like we made so much here about the U.S. versus U.K., which is like you could have sprinkled that in. You didn't need a tub of that. It was very similar to Sanji's nose bleeding so much in Fishman Island.
You can't not mention Liverpool or One Piece. You can't do it.
That's who I am.
You can't not mention it.
That's
all
who
the
I
time.
am.
Anyway, I definitely think Osprey wins. He wins back the title, makes it the international title again.
Thank God. The American title is gross.
I think MJF needs to sort himself out a little bit.
Hey,
Because people are not, and I don't think it's just the American thing. People are not loving him this run. It's very much like it feels like he's trying to like mix multiple different sides of him into one run, and it's like you gotta figure something out.
MJF is Family Guy. I should do a TikTok on this. No, he's just Family Guy. Like there's so many funny bits of Family Guy, and then there's a decent amount of Family Guy where they're like really trying to be funny, and you're like, it's just not working, bro.
We could have used anything else besides that shitty show as an example.
That's crazy.
But yeah, it's like it's he's not different, but it's not hitting
Sometimes
in the way that it used to. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. But like I almost feel like I wonder if it's just that the storyline sucked until now, or if it's that like he's going into it a little bit lazier than normal. Like, oh, I got this. I'll just be like typical MJF, and it's like you can, but like now it's not really hitting the same.
Yeah, I think
that it doesn't fit here.
Yeah, I think that there's. I don't know if lazy is the right word. It feels like.
Or he's like comfortable.
Yeah, I think comfortable is the right word. It feels like it was like.
He's not evolving the character.
Yes. It just feels a little stagnant.
But that's what I mean. Like,
yes.
he's not adding anything to it. So he's just like, oh, they love MJF. Like, they're going to love all this stuff. So I'll just keep doing what I've been doing. And it's like, no, you can't take what you did with Adam Cole and his fucking group of losers and then put that up against Will Ospreay. You gotta change something.
It feels like for a lack of a better comparison, like if you had Austin and Rock, like they both have to like elevate to make this feud seem huge, and it feels like it's like Austin just doing the same shit that he would do against, whoever, Jeff Jarrett or something, right. And you're like, I want a little bit different of Austin. I want him back to, like, I need it to be a little bit more serious. It's been a critique that I've had for Seth Rollins sometimes, that like I need to see like this be elevated. Will Ospreay's theme. And I think the Ospreay's kind of done that.
I think Ospreay's done it. I think MJF, I don't know if he, like, maybe he just was confident in, like, this will work.
Yeah.
It didn't.
Yeah.
It did not work.
I think it's a funny bit to be like, LOL, UK, bruv. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I think that the bit is like, okay, this is no longer a bit. This is half of the story.
The thing that people love about MJF is that he's funny and he's unfiltered.
Yes.
And he goes for your fucking neck.
Yes.
None of that is like going after Will Ospreay to be like, oh, you're from the UK. It's like he says bruv. Like, that's not like going after somebody for anything that's like that like has a purpose. Like, it's not like as if the UK is like something that he's hiding or like doesn't want to talk about. You know what I mean? It doesn't it's not that same topic, so it just doesn't work.
Yeah.
But also in that episode, which is gonna be a great transition into the last match because I am
there we go.
Killing transition, right? I love me an intense Bryan Danielson.
The GOAT, yeah.
I love an intense Bryan Danielson. Giving him, like, him coming in and telling Ospreay, do the fucking move.
Oh my God, it was so good.
That was like, it was like the MJF line and then that. Those were the only two things that we needed, and we got both of them. Yeah. I didn't know I needed the second one from Danielson. Yeah. Because I was like, how do they got to do it to a point where it's like, Ospreay's convinced to use the move.
Yeah.
And so I was like, okay, like him talking about Alex, that's what it's going to be. But it didn't feel like we were there.
Because Swerve had also mentioned his wife.
It's been mentioned and still didn't do anything. So I'm like, so Danielson being like, Danielson being the reason he stopped it, being like, you're going to fucking do it. That felt like it was like solidified, like he's going to win the match. He's going to do the move.
This word is overused in professional wrestling a lot.
Okay.
But it was cinema. It was peak cinema.
This episode of Dynamite was definitely cinema.
I think Will Ospreay is hitting the Tiger Driver.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, and that arena is going to.
It's gonna pop.
The roof
it's gonna explode.
Will be blown off.
Yeah.
R.I.P. Wembley Stadium. The reason why they're not doing Wembley next year is that they're gonna have to rebuild Wembley Stadium. Ospreay is winning.
Ospreay's so winning. And off the Danielson transition, we can get into Danielson Swerve.
Where my man is winning.
Danielson's winning.
Danielson
I see a
is
lot
winning.
of people still saying Swerve may win.
Listen, you people, idiots. Dumb idiots. Danielson is not retiring yet. I'm going to look extremely dumb in 24 hours if he loses. No, I think that Danielson's winning. He's finally going to have his big moment. I have said all along that I actually have kind of disagreed with this decision. I think that it should be Hangman Swerve, but whatever. Bryan gets his big moment. He's one of, if not the greatest of all time. He deserves it. And that promo from Danielson at the end of Dynamite to somebody that has been the most mature, well-mannered, just like humble, just like non-egotistical in any kind of way, to be like,
he's been unproblematic.
He's to be at the very end of his career, be like, I'm the best in the fucking world, and
like,
I have been for 20 years.
Actually, I am that guy.
I am.
Like, I'm actually, like, now at the end of my career, I've seen all of you, and, like, I am actually that guy.
After 20 years, he finally acknowledges that he's him. He acknowledges himself.
Yeah.
Finally.
He does.
Um,
I will say, respectfully, I didn't care much about this match until that promo.
That's crazy because
I was like, I can like appreciate the match for what it is, but I wouldn't say that I was like super. I didn't have giving me chills moment.
Yeah.
In this entire feud or story, I was just kind of like, oh, like that's gonna be like a really good match. This is like a cool moment for like, wrestling fans, whatever. I wasn't super like invested, but now after that promo, now I feel more invested.
Yeah.
Now I'm more excited for it, like the story aspect of it. Like I got chills.
Yeah.
During his promo.
Yeah.
So now I'm happy that they did that. I think Danielson's winning. I've seen a lot of people though be upset because they don't want Swerve's title reign to end.
It's been a very good championship reign.
The problem is like there's so many people who like need or deserve the title run that like it had to end eventually. One,
it has to end eventually. Two, you lose it to arguably the greatest wrestler of all time.
That's on an L.
On the biggest stage that AEW can produce.
Swerve was probably like, I only get like 5-6 months, but I get that. Yep.
And you get to main event.
April, May, June, July, August. 4 months.
Yeah.
But still.
Yeah. It's not the longest reign. I do think that Swerve is going to be back.
I think it's been a really impactful reign.
I think that he's been the best world champion in American professional wrestling. I'm really comparing him to Cody, Samoa Joe, Damian Priest. This year, sorry.
Okay.
Joe, Priest, Gunther, and Cody.
Yeah, no, Cody for the win, but Swerve, cool.
I think just in 2024, he's been the best men's world champion.
That's annoying.
Tony has been the best women's.
That's irritating because
Why?
Because I think Cody could be if they actually gave him.
Yeah, well, he's not. So.
Oh, okay. Thanks.
Sorry, Swerve's been better. Swerve is better.
Swerve's a dick. Anyway,
better.
I'm excited. I think this could. I put SummerSlam so far as my favorite pay-per-view of the year. I have also noticed though, my pay-per-view is like what I like and like what's my favorite is swayed by like if I get what I want to happen. So SummerSlam is my favorite as of right now of 2024. I have a feeling this may rival it or take it over. I think I may either be stuck between the two or this might be my favorite.
It's going to depend on if you get the results that you want.
Yeah.
It's going to
probably.
It's going to depend on
because I think like when it comes to something like a Jack Darby match, I think Jack should win. Am I mad that Darby wins if he does? No, but it's like I think that fucks certain things up. Mercedes Britt. If Britt wins, I'm happy for Britt. I love that moment for her. I think it fucks up the story a little bit. Like so it's stuff like that where it's just like I don't want to say it's like I don't get what I want, but it's kind of like the things I want are what betters the story.
Yeah.
I want Britt to win in the end, but I'm good with Mercedes winning now because I think that betters the story.
Yeah.
I want Darby to go on to the world title scene at some point. Yeah. I don't want him stuck with the TNT title right now. And I want Jack to have a really good singles title reign.
Yeah.
So I think that makes sense.
Oh, let me change that.
What?
Yeah, Darby's not winning.
That's why I was confused when you said Darby.
Yeah, I didn't think about the world title situation and him already winning at Grand Slam. Yeah, he's not winning.
Which now it sounds like it's facing Danielson.
Jack's winning, and then he's going to do something to that. Like, he's going to do something big.
And that makes Sting come out.
then Sting comes out from the rafters, takes out Jack.
Yeah.
Then Darby is going to move on to Danielson at Grand Slam, lose, and then Swerve's probably retiring Danielson in Tacoma at
I think it
3.
would be cool if like Danielson wins it from Swerve and then Swerve retires him later to win it back.
Yeah, I think that's what happens.
I think that's a cool story.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm super excited. We'll be live for it. We're not doing 0 hour. Why is 0 hour 2 hours if there's only one match on?
Oh, WWE does 2 to 3 hour pre-shows and they don't have any matches on them.
That's also fair.
Who knows?
Okay. Anyway.
I'm sure, by the way, the Collision hasn't actually been aired yet.
Sorry for the
There's
spoiler.
going to be like 17 different 0 hour matches that are added.
That's fair. The Collision card's like stacked. There's a lot on it for tonight.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of shit filled in there.
All right, cool. Well, thank you for watching. Make sure you put your comments down below of who you think is going to win the match, and then come back tomorrow after this and tell us how we were right about everything.
Yeah, just comment Team Johnny.
Okay. Oh, my God. Exhausting. Okay. Bye, friends.
Here's the lads.